Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully read all the data from our database and visible it in our page, right? That means in our dashboard page. So now I want to go more deep, and I hope friend you will like it very much, because right now I want to use our total MVC pattern. That means we will create one of the view page, we will create one of the controller, and also we'll create one of the model. Okay, so how can do that work, combine all the things, how can create one of the another function? I will show you with the live example. For doing this, first of all, here I want to create one of the another table for the category. Okay, I want to create one of the table for the category, and from the category I want to insert some of the category, and I also want to get this category and visible it in our another area. So for doing this, I want to add another menu. So that is the menu portion, as I told you friends. So here we have to do, that is our drop down. So that is actually the file. When you install that Laravel default authentication system, that is our navigation drop down. And with the navigation drop down here, you can see that is actually our another file. So I want to actually take another one. So better I want to copy it. Okay, I copy it. And now I paste it. So in particular that area I want to add as a all category. Okay, so this type of one of the things I want to add, and I name it as a all category. So right now I didn't create any route, so for the reasons I want to make it as a right now as a null. Okay, I make it as empty, and this activated here, we don't need this. I want to remove it. So that is our default one. So it's perfect. So that is our all categories. Okay, so that is our navigation and the drop down and blade.php. Now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, so it's still showing as a route is not defined. Okay, better I want to make it as a total empty. Okay, because of I didn't create any route. So click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, now you can see there is another one as a all categories. So for now I want to create one of the table. I want to create one of the table in our database as a Laravel 8. Here I want to create one of the tables. So if you want to create this table, you have to migrate it. And also, as I told you friend, they have the two type of style. That is the one you can use that eloquent ORM, you can use also the query builder. So if you use that eloquent ORM, then you have to create one of the model, rather than if you only working with this query builder, then you don't need to use that model. Okay, so for the reason some of the person actually like to working with the query builder. So right now I actually want to share both of this with you. For the reasons for our this all category, I want to create one of the model, and also I want to create one of the database migration table. That means here I want to create another migration table. So if you want to do that work, you have to go to your appropriate file location. That means that is our project directory as a Laravel and the basic, right? So here you can actually create individually. You can individually create one of the model. You can individually create one of the migration file. Rather than if you want to create both of these with at a time, you can also do that work. I show you. Then you have to write down as a PHP artisan, and then I want to make one of the model. Make model, I want to create one of the model name as a category. Okay, and also I want to migrate it at a time. I want to create another migration file that will be as a hyphen and then m. That means it should be created one of the model and as a category name, and that means the model name will be as a category, and also it should be created one of the migration file as a category. Now if you click as a enter, now you can see friend, it's now created one of the model created successful, and also it's created another migration file. That means in the model folder, you can see it's now created one of the category model. So that is our category model, and also it's created another migration file. So that is our another migration file. Okay, and you can see it's now created another migration file as a categories. Perfect. So that is the things I want to do. Everything is now successfully created. So now I want to add some of the field, like that is our database table into the migration. That is our new one as a categories. That means it should be created one of the categories table, and with the categories table by default there is the ID and the time spent. So now I want to add some of the field. Okay, so better I want to copy it. So for our categories, we need actually one of the user. I name it one of the field as a user ID. that will be one of the user ID, and also I want to create another one as a category name, category underscore name. So that will be our two of this field name, and user ID will be as an integer. Okay, I name it as a user ID will be as an integer, and this category name, for the category name it will be as a string. Okay, that means it will be as a string value. Okay friend, and also if you want to use that soft delete, so they have also another option as a soft delete. If you go to that Laravel official website, and here if you search with the soft delete, okay, soft delete. So if you use that soft delete, and then if you open it, and here you can see if you want to use that soft deleting, then you have to do into the model area. Here you have to use this one. Okay, that means this one, that is soft deleting. So for now I want to copy it. I copy it and now go to our model. So I have already created one of the model as our category. So to the category area here by default as a hash factory. So I want to add our new one. I only want to change it as a use and the soft deleting. Okay, and also if you use that soft deleting, you have to also use it, and that means the eloquent. I copy it, and now in particular that area after this I want to do I want to add our this user, that is our soft deleting. So make that sure you use it. So here I successfully updated both of these. So now I want to add it in our format. That means here after this, okay, after this I take another one, I copy it, I want to paste it. So in particular that area I want to use our this soft deleting. I copy it, and it will be as a soft deleting. Okay, so now I want to use it. So perfect. So here I use our ID, that means our table name will be as a categories, and to the categories that is will be on the ID, and then the integer will be for our user ID, and the string for the category name, and also I use that soft delectings. And also I want to make our these two of this field as a fillable. So if you go to our default one, that means your user. So this user is default one, right? So when you install that Laravel, we get by default this model, and here you can see there is also another option for the protected as a fillable. So right now I also want to use it. I copy it and now go to our models, and that is our category. So here after this, okay, after this I also want to make our protected field. Our protected field I want to make it for our two of this field. One will be as a user ID. I copy it, that will be as a user ID, and also I want to add another protected field for the category name. So now I want to make it as a category name. So right now we don't need this. I hope it's very much clear to you, friend. So that's all you have to do if you working with the model. That means if you want to use that eloquent ORM. Okay, so now I successfully created one of the create table as our categories table, and into the categories table there are the two field as a user ID and the category name, and also I make it as a soft direct. So now I want to migrate it. Okay, so when you migrate it, automatically it will be created this table with all that field. I show you. Like that is our database, right? So now I want to migrate our this new table. So after this, so here I want to click as a PHP artisan and then migrate. So PHP artisan migrate. So now if you click as a enter, now you can see, friend, it's now successfully created our this categories table. So now if you go here, if you now refresh it, yes, you can see it's now created new one as a categories, and for the categories I have created one of the user ID and one of the category name that is a created, and you can see it's also added another two of these as a updated add and another field as a deleted add. So that is the two field is visible because of all here I'm using as a soft delete. So if you don't want to use that soft delete, then it will be only created as a created add, okay, and then updated add. So now there is another field is added as a deleted add. So perfect. So we successfully created our table. I hope you can well understand about it, how can create some of the table with using that migration, and also how can assign all that your table field. So that is a table field I have assigned in our migration area. You can see that is our user ID and that the category name. So that is our user ID and the category name. So now I want to create another controller for our this category. So if you want to create this controller, I hope you already know about it. Then you have to write down as a PHP artisan make and then controller. And then I want to create another controller for our category. I name it as a category controller. Okay, I name it as a category controller. So if you want to create this controller, you have to write down as a PHP artisan make controller, and I want to create one of the category controller and I name it as a category controller. So now if you click as a enter, now you can see it's now successfully created one of the controller in our controller area. That means in our HTTP, there is a controller. You can see it's now created another controller as a category controller. So now I want to do when any user actually click in particular this area, it should be loaded another page. Okay, this should be loaded another category page. So if you want to do that work, I hope you already know about it, what exactly you have to do. So first of all, I want to put one of the link. I want to put one of the link on here. So if you want to put that link, as I told you friend, here you can use some of the route. So better I want to use one of the routes. So if you want to add this route, what exactly you have to do? So I want to create one of the route. Okay, I name it as a all category. So whatever you want. So now I name it as a all category one of the route, right? So we have to create this route. So if you want to create this route, we have to work in our web route area. That means here, right? So here I want to add one of the another route. So after this, okay, after this, better I want to put some of the comments for you. It will be as a category controller. Okay, category controller. So that is our category controller. So into the category controller, I want to use that route. So that will be as a route, and after that it should be as a gate, and into the gate area I want to put one of the name. Okay, so here I want to put one of the name. It should be as a category slash all. So this type of one of the name. So here also after that we have to add our controller. That means it should be just like that same friend. Better also I want to put some of the name. Better I copy it. Okay, I copy it. So after this better I don't want to make you confused. I copy both of this. That means there is a route, and here I want to put that route name. It should be as a this one. I remove it. So that will be our gate and that category all. And I have also created another controller. I have already created another controller as a category controller, right? So right now we don't need this. I remove it. So that is our category controller. I copy it, and here I want to paste it. So that will be our category controller class, and into the category controller area I want to create one of the method. I want to create one of the method as a all category. Okay, that means the all cat. And also after that I want to put one of the name. So this name I have already created that route name as all categories. So now I want to copy it, and here I name it as a this one. So now if you click as a particular that position, it should be redirected to our this category all page. And also here I added our category controller. So you have to also include it, right? So make that sure you include it. Before I have already discussed about that things with you. That is our contact controller. That is our app HTTP controllers, and that is our new controller I have created as a category controller. So now I want to add that category controller. That means that is our app and the HTTP, the controllers, and then our category controller. So first of all you have to load it, and after that you have to add it, right? So that is our category controller I have created, and then that is our category, and then category controller. It is the category controller. Now we have to create this method as a all cat, right? So we have to create it. Now go to our category controller. Into the category controller area I want to create our this method. So if you want to create this method, first of all, what exactly you have to do? You have to make it as a public. Okay, public, and then public function, and our method name will be as all cat. So now I name it as all cat. So that will be our function style, right? So into this area I want to return one of the view page. So into the view page area I want to make that as a specific, then it should be better actually in our view area. So that is our view. Into the view area I want to create one of the folder. I want to create one of the folder as admin. Okay, into the admin folder I want to create another folder. So when you actually segment everything part by part, then it will be very much easy to you when you actually create some of the large project. And I name it as a category. So that is actually a good practice. Okay. So into the admin folder, I have created another folder as a category, category, right? Category. And also into the category area, that means into the category folder, I want to create one of the new file and I name it as a whatever I want, and I name it as index.blade.php. Now I save it. So now this page I want to load. Okay, so this page I want to load. So if you want to add this, then here we have to add it, right? So into the view area, I want to add it. That means I have already into the view area, I have created one of the folder as a admin. Into the admin folder, I have created another folder as a category. Okay, make that your spelling is correct. Into the category folder, I have created one of the file as index, right? So that will be our view file. That means that is our view. Into the view, I have created admin folder. There is a category folder. Into the category, I have created that index blade. So that is our index, right, friend? So here I simply load this page. So now if you want to load it, that means if you want to visible it, so make that sure after that you have to use that column, okay, semicolon. So here make that sure you use it. So that's all you have to do, friend. Now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, now go to our all categories. Yeah, you can see it's now perfectly loaded our all categories. Because of all, it's now totally blank. So here I want to do, it will be just like our this dashboard. Okay, better I copy everything. I copy everything from here and into the index I paste it. So right now that is all the data. So here I don't need this data, I remove it. I make it as a clean. Okay, I make it as a clean. I just simply remove everything from here. And also there is a count. I don't want to use that count. And here I only want to visible. I only want to visible as a our name as a all category. Okay, this will be displayed as a all category. Now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, you can see it's now showing as a all category. That is our dashboard page, and that is our all category page. Perfect. And that is also one of the span. So better I want to do until you remove that span. Also here I don't need this, I remove it. Now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, it's now gone. So friend, I hope it's very much clear to you. So that is our all category. Here I have add one of the route, right? So I recap it again, then it will be very much easy to you. So in particular this area, I have created one of the route. I have named it as all category. That means into the web area, I have created one of the controller, and that is our name route. I have already declared as all category. I have created one of the controller as a category controller. That means it should be redirected to our this controller area. That is actually one of the method, right? And it should be redirected to our this method. That means in our category controller, this method. And here I return on the view page. I have created into the view folder as a admin folder, category folder, and that is our file. So I simply return this file. So now you can see it's now perfectly loaded, and our URL path as a category all. Because of all, I have already added that name. So that is our all category name. I have already added that path will be as a category all. So now you can see it's now showing as a category all. So now I want to add one of the form. So into the form area, I want to add one of the validations. How can add some of the validation into the form area. In our next video, I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.